sink. Finally, someplace I found peace in the dark of night. Tabletops, counters in the early hours, stone cold inside. Banging drops, dancers, never needing answers. We wander all alone, but we can't find the street lights go. We wander all alone, but we can't deny we are the street light people. Chasing whatever kills. For so long I forgot how it feels in the dark of night. Tabletops, counters in the early hours, stone cold inside. Banging drops, dancers, never needing answers. We wander all alone, but we can't find the street lights go. We wander all alone, but we can't deny street light people.
And welcome back, ladies and gents, to the gaming stage here at Fantasy Basel. We're going to be bringing you, some very exciting Fortnite games coming up, some 1v1s, and we've got more information there, but there are prizes to be given out. We've got our eParadise Pros up on stage, and if you're sitting in the audience and you want to give it a go and try and beat them, go and sign up. But my name is Talha, joined by Rob, and, well, we're looking forward to these exciting Fortnite games.
I want a chance to make a name for yourself as well.
Yeah.
I mean, get up there, take on one of the pros, manage to get yourself ahead. And I mean, especially some bragging rights as well, just between your friends and stuff like that. It'd be pretty cool to go home from today and be like, you know what? I took them down. I took them out.
Yeah, I went to a gaming convention. I played some pro at Fortnite and beat him and won pretty cool prize.
Yeah.
On the path of being pro to Fortnite. So yes, I'm pretty sure the game will be starting very shortly. But nonetheless, these are just pretty much some fun games, not really a tournament format. It's come and go as you please. Yeah. And you can show off your skills, because I mean, I am terrible at Fortnite. I'm too old for it.
See, the thing is, I got my brother who's, I think that's what makes it worse for me, is that my brother is fantastic at it.
Yeah.
He'd be like, why don't you just do the thing? I'm like, I can't do the thing. I don't know how to do the thing.
What thing? Like, how do you do this thing in 1 second? Like, it's so hard. My fingers lock up when I play. It's so hard. But, you know, some games are just not meant to be.
No.
For some
Look,
people.
most games aren't meant to be for me. That's why I talk about them instead. It
Yep.
means that then I can go, you're bad, but realistically, nobody check up any of my stats, please.
I mean, yeah, that's the same story with me. I can just about aim in Counter-Strike, and that's it, but nowhere near as being up there on a high level. But to me, Fortnite is just something completely, it's on a different level. It's just the amount of APM required just to build, edit, shoot, edit, build. It's insane. But I mean, it's so enjoyable to watch. Someone performing really well in Fortnite. It's like watching a musical piece.
Yeah. Exactly. And it can be a very different ball game once you do get to the upper echelons of play, where you look at the guys who, they're not only like building the heap, they're like managing their edits, they're trying to shoot in between each of these things. It brings out so much skill and so much variation to the game as well.
There we go. We've got a few of our gamers ready on stage.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to get the opportunity now to go up against, of course, with eParadise Pros. So this is the chance for them to, you know, take on one of the top guys, see if they can manage to get themselves a kill on the board, and as you're saying, win themselves some nice prizes as well.
Yeah, everyone lining up to get ready. All want to give it a shot. Definitely see the age demographic.
Yeah. And I mean, it's definitely a game that has been popular with a younger group of people, but I mean, that still hasn't, like, even when you're looking at the guys that are playing at that super high level, you're still seeing guys from 15 to 17. I mean, we've got one of the guys from Ireland.
I think, Rob, I'm just jealous that, you know, when I play Fortnite and I die, I know that I'm dying by someone considerably younger than me, and it's quite embarrassing. It really is. But, you know, let's see if the eParadise Pros can, you know, keep up to that challenge.
We have the excuse, though. We grew up with 2D games. So, I mean, they already have the advantage. They've started in 3D games. We're still working in that environment.
I just, nightmares running away from a boulder in Crash Bandicoot and trying to jump. Yeah, that's gaming for me.
The second you said that theme song's now in my head, just on rinse and repeat, just do.
That's hardcore gaming, folks, kids. If you haven't played Crash Bandicoot on a PlayStation 1, running away from a boulder, not knowing what's coming in front of you, you haven't lived.
It was the fact you didn't have an analog stick as well.
Yeah, that was it.
It
was just the things, and like analog sticks are so much better now. I mean, we saw one of the players up on stage with a PlayStation 4 controller. Yeah. But I know everyone here will be using the play. Yeah, there we go. You can see. So he's on the PC, but of course, you know, it's such a interactive game. It's so diverse on the platforms. Cross-platform. That's the word I was looking for. You know, it's on the mobile. I mean, playing Fortnite on the mobile, I would never do that again, because that's just hard as hell. But you know, you can play on the Xbox, you can play on the PlayStation, you can play on the PC, and it's all just cross-platform. You know, so it's available to pretty much everyone. And you know, well, Epic Games, they know exactly what they're doing, but we are going to be playing on the PCs.
And they've done a decent job as well as somewhat balancing across. I mean, it's never going to be easy to do it, especially when you're looking at some of the differences, but you do see pro players that are playing on Xboxes, PlayStations. It's not just dominated by a PC market, which you'd kind of expect when you go into something along the lines of an FPS. If it's going to be PC versus a console, you'd assume the PC gamer would be able to come out on top most times, but it's not always the case when it comes to a game like Fortnite, because there's so many like thought process, mind games, everything else that goes into playing a Fortnite match.
So there's our eParadise, well, we've been told pro players, so we're going to call them the pros. Our eParadise Pros. They're getting ready up in the Challenger.
Yeah, looking to see if they can pick themselves something good there. But we'll have to see how they end up going up against each other. I think it is going to be kind of tough. I mean, especially when you got the pro player that's trying to hold their ground, they're going to be the one to watch out for. They're going to be the one that most people are trying to see if they can pick off. And it's not always going to be so easy, especially if you're going up against a couple of these guys who are out to try and make a name for themselves.
You know, how many of these of the like people from the stage, from the audience, that's mumbling my words. How many people from the audience have actually like played in a competitive environment? You know, we've been told a bit of information, and we're going to be playing on the creative. We're going to be playing on the creative game mode where we have a custom map ready for 1v1s. You know, I mean, I don't want to be ageist or anything, but with the age demographic, a lot of these younger players, have they played firstly on a stage? Have they played, you know, against a pro, and have they, you know? I think we're just getting ready. You've picked your guns. Everyone, I think all the weapons will be exactly the same. So you get given the golden scar, the golden shotgun, if I'm right, the Spaz 12, and an MP5.
Yeah, you got the heavy shotgun there. I mean, they're pretty much the two that you want. The Scar and that heavy shotgun. Close quarters, also trying to rip through a few of those buildings, of course, as well, but that Scar would be quite handy. I don't know now, because, of course, we did have that Unvaulting event yesterday, so we saw stuff like that drum gun come back into it, which kind of does change up the dynamic a bit. I don't know. I don't believe this is going to be in this the custom lobby that we have at the moment. It's still interesting to see a lot of these things now making a comeback, and we'll have to see as well. I mean, don't forget the stuff like distinct grenades. There's a lot of these other things that are super, at least on the higher levels of the upper echelons, as we were saying, that competitive play, are incredibly clutch in these scenarios, and it'd be interesting to see if that is what these guys opt for, or if they've got their own kind of style that they like to play this game with.
So just looking at it, so we've got so maybe Ivan and Black Series up on the first game. It's pretty cool. It's a good catch. So yeah, we've got Black Series and maybe Ivan. So I think they're just getting ready to get into the game. But you know, Fortnite. I want to see all the emotes coming out. I want to see you know, the Fortnite dancer floss. Which I can do pretty well. I showed you there.
Yeah,
right?
You actually do, genuinely. And you got the orange jumpsuit in there as well.
The orange justice getting it out. All good.
No, I mean, like, that's the thing now. I feel like if you lose as a pro player, you've got to do at least one of the dances as well.
Yeah, punishment.
Punishment, yeah. I mean,
do an emote.
You've already gotten a prize for the winner, but I mean, we are all winners here collectively. I think that would be a good one.
So getting it might be a slight delay, slight problem. But nonetheless, we already saw a bit of the island map. We can see that at the bottom. Ooh, this is cool.
Yeah.
This is cool.
You can see just changing a few of the settings around. But
so I wonder how it's going to work. So is it literally just going to be 1v1, try and get the kill, or are they going to race to build something?
I don't know. I'm assuming that it will be the 1v1. You've got, as you can see, a huge amount of materials there.
Yeah. So you start here, and then they end up going in this direction, so they're just building up, trying to get higher.
Oh, already.
That's impressive. Right, so...
not quite getting the build that they would have liked to start off, but you can already see that they've gone up above and losing out on the high ground here. They're trying to see if they can get this back, but it is going to be a tough one. Got to start burning through a couple of these materials, because it's just going to be constantly building up on top of you, taking the shots.
He's just staying on top, and he's blocking Black Series from getting any higher. Look at that, just straight away. He knows exactly his movement. And he's going to go around the other way. He's going to try and dodge around him, but the damage is coming out. But Black Series falls all the way down from the bottom. 36 HP left, Rob.
Yeah, this is going to be incredibly tough to try and get back from. You can see consistently that building just above their heads means that they are being built up on top of. And high ground is so crucial in these scenarios. Particularly, I mean, you can already see just wailing away on them, but it's not even a case of, you know, looking to get back up there. The shotgun is so prevalent in these close quarter combats as well that it can really be one shot and gone for Black Series right now.
Oh, Black Series looking a bit lost. He gets tagged up big and heavy right behind. Lost all of his shield, 18 HP, and right there, Black Series gets eliminated. And maybe Ivan picking up the first point.
Yeah, unfortunately, there wasn't much of an opportunity there. Once you end up missing out on just one of those builds, losing out on that high ground, it's so difficult to try and get back. So at the moment, what you're seeing is just trying to destroy the buildings that are there. You take out the support structures and the rest will fall, and we'll get a little bit of a better start coming through for both of these players.
So of course it is a best of 3. a little bit of a tomato there. There we go. Right, so they're going to get prepared up again, and off we go. So the build is really fast. Look at this, maybe Ivan just straight away goes up one, then flicks back round and starts blocking on top. Look how high up he is already. He's already putting the pressure onto Black Series. Now he's just caged himself in. He's going to get some protection, but Black Series manages to make his way out, and he's going to go underneath the structure. He's still on the floor. He's unable to get up on the high ground. Maybe Ivan just controlling the entirety of the high ground here.
And you can see maybe I've been keeping their eyes on them at all points in times. And this is where Black Series realizing that they've made a little bit of a mistake, not able to get onto the high ground, trying to set that back up, taking out the floors from underneath maybe Ivan, but it's not really enough. Maybe Ivan moving too quickly through this structure.
Oh, there we go. They spot each other, and now they know exactly where both, well, the opposite player is. Sorry, and God, it must be so hard. Well, it must be easy for these guys trying to keep track of where the players are, but there's so much going on, so much building and so much sound that you do lose track, and it looks like maybe Ivan might have just lost track of Black Series, who's managing to actually finally make his way up, but he spots him, stops him from building any further, and he's going to keep him and hold him at bay.
Shot doesn't quite land though, so there's still even Steven at the moment. The big thing here though is that maybe Ivan owns a lot of the structures that are in this area, so has the ability to edit, can try and bring these back in favor. Quick peek, take the shot, and it could be a little bit more difficult for Black Series to try and stay in control. You can see actually they both found each other now.
I think they're resetting. Did we miss a kill?
No, looks like they're just resetting. I don't think the kill went through.
Yeah,
it did.
Yeah. No, sorry, that's the...
No, that's the two players.
That's the 2 players alive, okay. Well, when we flick back onto maybe Ivan, we might be able to see, but we're starting again.
No, just one kill apiece. So
just one kill.
Yeah, the reset coming through. We'll have to see now. Maybe Ivan trying to get control of these structures on the top point here. Of course, infinite materials means that you can be very liberal with your placements here, but again, Ivan find themselves on this high ground. Black Series just not quite able to keep up in the build battle.
Ivan's just going to drop down on top. He knows he's got Black Series locked in, and Black Series is going to go straight down to the low ground again, right down to ground 0 while he's getting tagged up from behind. He's just trying to run away, he's trying to build and run. He hasn't actually had the chance to properly fight. Maybe Ivan, he's finding it so tough and difficult as he goes, whew.
But you can see the decision making here. It's one shot and gain high ground. It's never a case of chasing through, because that gives the opportunity for Black Series to try and get the high ground. It's all about keeping the distance here, and there you can see shots coming through. Might be the opportunity for Black Series to maybe get a shot, but it misses.
There we go. Black Series gets eliminated again, and that was a best of 3. Okay, yeah, it's a best of 3, so there we can go. Nice little handshake. But maybe Ivan takes that to 0. Nice and easy for him.
Yeah, but you can see the speed of the build that maybe Ivan has here, and that's going to be the real difference in these fights. Is not only are you looking at your ability to aim, get that damage in place, but it's also how quickly can you gain control of those upper or higher levels, because once you've got that high ground, you've got much more cover to work with. You're able to peek down, you're able to do a lot more damage, and
you
it's
can
way
counter,
more
you can stop, you can really take control of that high ground. You can put a flat piece above the enemy and stop them from getting any higher, and you can really control a lot of the stuff. I mean, just watching maybe Ivan build there, he wasn't just building just steps, he was using all 3 different types of materials to build. He was building a flat, then a step, and then another flat super fast in 1 second. How?
Yeah, it's crazy. But it's just practice, it's rhythm, it's muscle memory. You get into these habits, and that's what it takes to kind of get to the level that maybe Ivan's playing at, is that you have to have control of all of these different materials, the way you want to build, what's the best, and that's what we're talking about getting into those mind games, is you really got to understand where the enemy player is going to want to go towards, and already working to try and dissuade that. Yeah,
so, and I assume I can never build that fast or that well. When I get into a build battle, I'm just like, right, okay, just kill me. It's just quicker for me to die than to go through this pain. But I presume that there are different patterns that you kind of memorize and you use, to get out of a situation where you are being countered, all that kind of stuff. But again, it's also just keeping track of what is yours and what, and where the other person is going. Because in a massive structure where you just keep going higher and it gets wider and higher and wider and higher, it is fairly easy to lose track of where the other player is, and they might just come up above and behind you.
Yeah. And it's not even that. I mean, you can find the ground falling out from beneath you as well, which happened to Black Series in that, where you're just like, okay, cool, I finally got control, I think I'm all good, and one structure goes and the entire thing crumbles around you.
I mean, so that was the first one. I think we're waiting for another challenger to approach. If I'm right, it's going to be maybe Ivan staying on stage. As far as I'm aware, this is going to be a King of the Hill. So, you kind of beat the pro, you get put into that hill territory, and then if another player beats the pro as well, then could have a face-off between two audience members.
Which could be really cool. It'd be interesting to see, and of course, still trying to play towards that prize as well, which would be a nice one to take home from Fantasy Basel here. Of course, it would be, a nice thing to go home with.
I'm pretty sure if we can find out what that prize is, unless the prize is already out there, and the audience knows more than us right now. It's all good, right? Yeah, there we go. Wonderful, beautiful stage. So yeah, waiting for the next game. It's going to be the same map. It's going to be pretty much the same thing. And, well, we had a John Wick skin. You know what? That's when I actually played Fortnite.
That's how you knew who the pro was.
I was like, I have got to get this John Wick skin. So I have to play Fortnite. I just have to go for this. And then I got the John Wick skin and I just stopped playing.
Yeah.
You
made it. You've done it.
I made it.
Yeah.
Well, apparently you could, that skin is worth a lot. It is a good skin.
Yeah.
Pricey.
I mean, it was one of the first ones that came out as part of the Battle Pass. So I mean,
what was it? It was only season 2.
Yeah. So I mean, it was how many? I mean, it was a lot of players at that point, but it's still not a huge amount of players actually got to the level where you could actually unlock that. So of course, it's going to be a bit of a rare one, but unfortunately, didn't quite work out that time around.
Oh, here we go. Challenger number 2. How will you vote?
Well, I feel like I kind of wish I knew the names of the people rather than just calling them Black Series.
Yeah. All right. Well, at least we know that the Black Series account is the challenger.
Yeah.
Okay. And maybe Ivan is is it?
Maybe isn't Ivan.
Maybe Ivan. we don't know. Is it? Is it Ivan? Maybe we don't know, but we're gonna stick with Ivan. It's okay. It could be George.
There is going to be a little bit of setup time when it comes to this, though, because, of course, each player will have their own key bindings, they'll have their own hot keys and all that kind of stuff that they want to go through. So we'll have to go through a bit of a setup change as we go through. Yeah. So that's why it'll be taking a little bit of time to get into each one, but you get to enjoy our lovely voices for that little bit longer.
Really amazing, deep, manly voices.
Yeah.
To keep you entertained.
Yeah. Yay, Fortnite.
But yeah, you can see there just flicking through a couple of the different
bindings. That's another thing.
See, that's the thing is everyone will have their own custom setup. I know,
where they used to muscle memory with fingers and stuff, how to build, edit the stairs. What is it? I've seen recently a lot of use of the roof build thing. At first, I thought it was just completely pointless and useless. Why am I going to build a roof? What's the point? I just need stairs and a wall.
Yeah,
pretty much it. But I've been seeing now, especially in the Fortnite World Cup and stuff. Yeah. You kind of build your flat, and then you build a roof on top of it. It gives you that extra. It gives you the extra kind of armor.
Bit of protection there. Yeah, exactly. Just, I mean, it gives more health to your whatever you're standing on, and oftentimes when you do get down to the last few circles, that's what makes the big difference, and that's why we're even seeing the likes of the baller that has been released is just being used just as a pseudo resource. Essentially, you got 300 health, I think it is, or maybe she got nerfed to 200 health, but you still got a lot of health that's there, and you just use that to keep yourself going. It means you can keep your materials nice and topped up. That isn't such an issue now, of course, because we are in the custom games. You do get unlimited bullets, unlimited materials, but it does it's all about that resource management, and I think that's kind of a part of Fortnite that kind of does get missed, is that it is
the resources.
There's a lot of resources you have to manage.
There's an economy in a way.
Yes, exactly.
Especially in those games, an economy that is constantly, going down. Especially when building is so heavily done in pro games. Having 500 materials probably not even near enough.
Yeah.
Especially we were just discussing, there was in the Fortnite World Cup, one of the qualifiers. There was literally 2 players with a wall in between them, or 2 walls in between them, and they were just standing there. They wanted to kill each other, but it was whoever had control of that wall. Yeah. And they went at it, just standing still, replacing the wall for a good solid 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And how quickly wooden walls fall. And it's 10 mats to build just one thing. So that's a lot of materials for just 2 minutes, just constantly, just rebuilding and just for the slightest thing to take control of a wall.
Yeah. And I like some of the changes that Epic have done in that respect as well, where you end up getting a couple of extra materials and a bit of extra health for picking up the kills. It means that even if you don't get over to try and pick up the resources that player has, you still get some sort of a reward for actually going aggressive.
I think the health thing is pretty cool because it keeps you fighting a lot longer.
Exactly.
There's less time of, right, okay, I've just been hit hard.
Time to get my fire pit up.
Yeah, I need to get the fire pit up, need to like shield, okay, big shield, right, cool, we're ready. But now it's just like, okay, right, I've just been hit, right, I need to fight this guy. If I can beat him, I get my health back and I can just get on to the next fight, especially when third partying is a thing in kind of battle royale games. You're already having one fight and then suddenly you get flanked by just a random person who's like, oh, this is going to be easy. And then you win the fight, but then you're not ready. Well, now with your health coming back, you are always going to be ready if you don't lose that first fight.
And stuff like with Storm Surge as well, which forces you then to go into those fights because you don't want to be taking all that damage and, essentially kill yourself by just playing passive. It means that you don't really have the opportunity in some situations to take that breather, to reset yourself because there is a lot more pressure when you get in towards those last couple of circles.
Just fixing up the final little bits of custom bindings.
But you know what it's like. Especially when you go onto a stage like this, you want everything to be in the right spot. Because there's nothing worse than it's like, I would have been,
I
but
could
the
have had that
mouse
kill.
was,
I could have had that kill, but just the one button that I was pressing wasn't working because it wasn't bound to the right thing. Yeah, okay. And it's important, isn't it? You're playing for a prize.
Yeah, exactly.
You want that prize, ladies and gents. You want it, so you're going to make sure that everything is perfect. But there we go. It's we're going back to the good old keyboard. Yeah. No longer using the controller. Going to be using a keyboard. Yes. Yeah. It looks like the spacebar's not working though. We just saw them spamming at the jump.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see when they get that sorted, but yeah, I think there's nothing worse than when you kind of come onto a stage like this, you're trying to win yourself something, and even when because I know whenever I play, I just have my default keys. I'm like, I don't even think about it anymore. It's just a case of that's the button I'm going to smash when I'm about to die. And you don't want that button to be working because 9 times out of 10 you really need that.
When you need it the most, that's when it stops working.
Yeah.
That's when and you're like, oh no, it was working, but I had just run out of mats or something. Yeah. Something as mundane and silly as that can cost you.
No, you blame the equipment. It's never your fault.
You blame the equipment. It's the keyboard.
Yeah.
The keyboard was jammed.
Yeah.
My mouse, got this dirt on my mouse mat. It's gotta keep. The amount of times I do that when I'm playing, like my aim's off. Something on my mouse mat.
Yeah.
Wipe
just
it.
blow on
But
it like the old Sega cartridges and stuff. Just get rid of it all.
It absolutely isn't that. It is. I'm just terrible right now. Just doing bad. There we go. There's the other side of the stage. Everyone's up playing Fortnite, enjoying themselves.
Yeah. Looks like, at least you get a little bit of time to warm up while you're over there. Get used to being on the stage, getting used to the PC, how everything is kind of set up. So give you the opportunity to figure yourself out.
How many more people do we have in the queue?
I'm not certain, actually.
It was a big queue.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to play Fortnite.
It's a good game.
Should have had a Fortnite tournament.
Yeah.
That would have been great.
See, that's the thing, though. It's like it's trying to fit all those people in.
Yeah.
Because it's such,
Well, that's the thing with Battle Royales. It's the logistics is insane. But there we go. Spiel starting. So we're starting.
So this is where they pick their loot. And, you're pretty much going to see the same thing every single time. That submachine gun, your heavy shotgun, and that Scar. So submachine gun to try and rip through those wooden mats very, very quickly. Got the shotgun for those close quarters and the Scar just to see if you can pick up a couple of those shields as they roam from place to place.
Okay, and the edit's ready, and off we go. The build up straight away. Maybe Ivan already turning around and going straight on top of our challenger here. And he's going to get around the flank, go round the other side, going to keep building. Just lost track, but our challenger just falls right down to the ground.
Yeah, not having the best of success. Now trying to see, there you go, trying to take the floor out from underneath them, level the playing field a little bit, but defend themselves out in the open.
Oh, just going to go straight for the fight. Ivan jumping down, coming up behind. But it looked like our challenger was a bit stuck on ground 0. And he will fall, and 1 point to Ivan.
Yeah, there's not much you can do. Once you've kind of lost all of that, it makes it a little bit more difficult to try and regain that ground. Looked like they're trying to see if they could take out the structure from underneath Ivan, but once you've got a little bit more support there, it's not just a single beam of wood that's holding up the entire tower, you're not really going to be able to get yourself back in place.
Right, hopefully that did count, or if it didn't, then we're restarting because we can already see there's still a little bit of issue with the current settings. But nonetheless, you can already see that, you know, well, I was going to say Ivan has... Okay, he's good, but so is his challenger as well. Yeah. He was trying to keep up there. Fortunately, I think just a misclick or something and he fell down to the bottom floor. But I have a feeling that this guy can do pretty well.
And that's what we were talking about is, you know, trying to make sure that you've got yourself up and sorted. But it is all coming down to that build battle. It looked like it was a much quicker off the start when they were going for it. We'll have to see now if just those little changes can help out.
There we go, setting up, and off we go again. And there we go. Oh. And getting stuck straight away. Ivan already got the high ground. He's going to keep going higher, and he's going to run straight into him, go straight for the fight. And Ivan making it look easy, so I think that'll be the first point.
Yeah, not quite able to get that wall up in front of them, and you can see trying to just get themselves up onto the high ground, but Ivan that little bit too quick and already found themselves in a face full of bullets.
So our challenge is struggling a tiny bit, and we're going to stick on him again as we go forward. He does just 180 spin around, and now they're right next to each other, going to be building higher and higher. Ivan still blocking off, trying to counter the building. Look at how high he is. It's significantly higher. He knows exactly where he could be. Spots him out through the wood. He's going to get high. He's going to jump straight down, shotgun in hand. Now he's got complete control over the challenger. Falls in. Oh.
Yeah. You can see the difference in Ivan's building, though, where he's not committed to so many walls. It's a case of, look, I'll get up the necessary structures to get me onto the high ground, but I'm not wasting APM on just getting a complete surround around me. I need the high ground. I don't need, you know, to be hunkered down in this situation. And it's just that little bit of extra time that Ivan's using to get themselves propelled up into the skies and then dropping down on the heads of the unsuspecting competitors.
But it's going up in one direction, then straight away turning around and then being able to start blocking the building of the other player, and then keeping track of them. And then on top of that, right at the end, just dropping down, and the quick edit just to get rid of the floor so you can drop down and surprise shotgun. It's just insane. And it's APM that I would dream. Yeah. I would dream about.
Yeah, and that's why we were laughing. I was like, you know, used to be all right when it came to the APM stuff, but like something along those lines, I could not keep up.
I stopped playing StarCraft because how much it required out of my fingers, and I just couldn't do it. No. Fortnite's similar. Yeah. I stick to other battle royales. They're pretty more straightforward for me.
Point and click. It's a lot easier.
Well, that's all shooter games. They're a point and click adventure game.
Yeah, exactly.
All shooters. That's what I like to call Counter-Strike. It's just point and click. Nice and easy.
My adventure usually ends fairly quickly is the problem.
Yeah, it's just, you know, rush B, adventure, finished. Yeah. That's it. Very linear gameplay, Counter-Strike.
I mean, sometimes you don't need to make it complicated, but we do have our next challenger approaching up to the stage. So trying to see if they can get themselves just into a little bit of a better situation, trying to see if they can get their key bindings right. Looks like they've at least got themselves comfortable for the moment.
Yes, the building is already up and building. This actually looks promising.
Definitely does. I mean,
you know, this could be like very basic building. I wouldn't know. Like, yeah. I was just looking at it, I'm like, wow, I can't do this. Wow.
But you can see the difference there, where it's not committing to, you know, your stairs, your 3 walls, and then trying to pop up as well. It's
you know, what you need. Yeah.
So you can see, just bare bones minimum getting up makes it a heck of a lot easier because you don't have to waste, essentially, clicks on getting more structures in place that you're just not going to use.
Using pretty much what you need and only when you need it as well. You know, not even using all 3 walls, just putting 2 walls down, knowing that the direction of the other player is in that way, and you just need to block off that area. Mm-hmm. You can keep your back exposed. I would just frantically like do the whole wall, mouse, move right, 180, build, just build all 4 walls straight away.
Just create a box and stay there. It's like, this is my house now. I'm not leaving.
This I live. I live here now. This is good. All right, looks like they're getting ready to go. Fairly faster. There we go. Both players are going to set up for their starting positions. It's like getting ready to cast, like commentate Formula 1, and lights out. Let's go. They're going straight up and high. You can see that already. Like Ivan just straight away, already behind, getting the first tag off, and he's editing it. He's so fast into, well, the area of the challenger, and look at that amazing edit, just completely putting the pressure on and not giving. at least our challenger's having a fun time. He was smiling there. He was like, okay, right,
That was pretty nutty.
That was pretty nutty. That was fast. I had no idea. You're just being overwhelmed by buildings. You're being overwhelmed by shots, by bullets, buildings, and Ivan. And they're going to kick off it straight away.
Yeah, they're going to be looking around too. So maybe I haven't taken a little bit of a different approach yet. It looks like they're going to reset this. Not quite off to the shotgun start that they're hoping for. There we go. Trying to make it up. You can see just again, very quick builds coming through from Ivan already. Head and shoulders above his opponents. But we got our competitor now trying to see if they can gain some back. And this is the thing, the more you build, the more vulnerable your structure kind of becomes because it's only being held up by one piece of material. But see Ivan trying to track. They're on the hunt. They spotted prey.
Gets a bit of damage done. 50 HP off the shields. Now they are right next to each other. And the shotgun's there. He's trying to edit. He's trying to build. So he gets control of the wall. He can edit. He can edit quickly, fast as well. And now it's just an easy fight for them. But Ivan making it look too easy.
Yeah, it's just absolute domination coming through. And we'll have to see now, Contender still has one more opportunity to try and get themselves up and get one back over on our pro. Whereas you haven't seen anyone that can really contest with just the build skills that are coming in from Ivan so far.
I mean, right there, our challenger didn't really build much. He was just backed into a corner and had to take the fight against Ivan. And look at this, Ivan's already on top of him. He's right next to him, in fact. And now it's a bit of a Monka-esque moment. But the edit is coming in. A bit of a tag goes in as well. But the challenger, he's getting some good damage off. 32 HP left on to the shield. And now Ivan's just trying to keep control of this building that he has on top of him, trying to keep that high ground as well. Look at how much information he's getting from this high ground.
You can see just try and build out, get one shot, get a peek with that heavy shotgun, can deal so much damage there, you can see it. Takes a good amount of damage in return, 63 health, one shot, but 9 HP on our competitor.
Oh, he just falls off. Actually, no, I think Ivan actually got the shot off just right at the end there. So there we go, Ivan. But at least this challenger got a kill on Ivan. So he can be injured.
Gods can bleed when it comes to this. But, I mean, it was a very good attempt. It made Ivan work 100% to try and get those. And there's a couple of situations where a shotgun went wide from Ivan, and I wasn't sure if they'd be able to turn around. The heavy shotgun deals so much damage. If you get one pump from that, you're going to know all about it.
I mean, it's really annoying. For me, I just get the worst luck.
Yeah.
And especially now you can see the pellets and which pellets hit.
Yeah.
You know, shotgun, you should kind of kill someone close range, but you kind of shoot and you only hit one pellet and you do like 7 damage. I'm like, what do you mean 7 damage shotgun shot from
Have you seen this thing?
2 meters away? What do you mean, game? Why do you give me this luck? While this guy that I'm fighting is hitting me for 30 every time. Just easy for him. Nah, just me.
I think the 7 has just become like a meme. At this stage of Fortnite, it's just like, really? You're going to give me that? It's like, I was on it. I clicked directly on top of him. How can I only get 7?
I am like so close to him. I am aiming on him. The whole crosshair has him inside of it. 7 HP. 7 damage. Why?
7 damage. Shield.
Shield. Okay, so it looks like we're going to get another E-Paradise member, well, pro player up. He's going to be swapping out.
Okay, so we're going to get to work through a couple. Whoever, it's going to be awful, though, if you're the one dude, the one pro who ends up losing. It's like you get kicked from the team straight away. It's like, no more. You're not playing with us.
Yeah. You know, so why did Seb get kicked? Fantasy Basel, he lost.
Yeah.
He lost against an audience member. We don't accept that.
The audience member is now on our team.
Yeah, you got to replace. That's the prize. That's the prize. You beat one of the pros. You take the spot on the team. Easy. Can be done. No, don't quote me. Do not quote me.
No, that's not a thing.
Yeah, that is definitely not a thing.
See half of production leave to go play against them. But no, it'll be interesting to see now, especially, I mean, we saw how strong Ivan was in those build battles.
Yeah.
And we get to see another pro step up and try and do a similar impression, essentially.
And might have a different style in the way they build. Maybe not go so aggressive and turn around and, start blocking our challenges here. It might just kind of get as high as possible on one side.
Yeah.
But unless the meta is pretty much just go on top and try and block and fight for that high ground constantly. I mean, there's more building than shooting that happens in Fortnite, so it is about building. You could probably have like kind of mediocre aim, but if you can build good,
yeah, you can get away with it. I mean, you will at least up until those last few moments where the circle is closing in. That's really when you start to see the aim of these guys come out and really shine. It's not worth taking those scraps, as you were talking about earlier on. I mean, when you've got the third party who can just come in and sweep through, pick up 2 team kills from themselves, and an awful lot of those scores as well, or extra points towards that score.
Yeah.
You really don't want to be giving them the opportunity to do so, and oftentimes you do just see a very passive play style up until the end of it. But this is not what we're going to be getting this time around anyway. We'll be most certainly having these guys try and face off, duke it out as close as possible. And it doesn't matter if there's no circle. There's definitely going to be pressure on both these
speaking
guys.
of which, before we came on, because being an event, you don't really get the chance to play much games.
Yeah.
So apparently there was an update yesterday for Fortnite.
Yeah. Tilted Towers doesn't exist anymore.
Tilted Towers doesn't
It's
exist?
just gone.
So nothing replaced it, or?
It just got shot by a volcano. Because we've been here, I haven't actually got a chance to see what the story is. But yeah, the volcano exploded and just destroyed everything. And then you had the unvaulting as well, where you got to go in, you got to vote on what you wanted to play with. The drum gun came back for a while. It was a lot of fun.
That is awesome. So what, it was like a pickaxe, and what was it?
Yeah.
Just you
so
vote
the more
once?
damage everyone did to whatever thing it was, that was the thing that came back.
Ah. And everyone wanted the drum gun back.
Yeah. Drum gun is a little bit silly. It's like great at short range, long range, medium range. It's just, anyone who's down range is just in trouble.
You want to be nowhere except from behind that weapon.
Exactly. Preferably at close range with a shotgun.
Yeah. I mean, it's an SMG, so I also assume that it kind of shreds through building mats as well. Especially with a high rate of fire.
Yeah, it's just a fantastic gun all around. It kind of does everything that you'd want. Not only dealing a heap of damage to characters themselves, but the structures as well means that it's a pretty much go-to for anyone who knows their way around that weapon.
I was just looking. I was like, okay, so the Black Series is the account that our challengers are using, and I just wanted to have a look and see if the pros would be using the same account as maybe Ivan, but it's not. Instead, it's I'm Colin.
Oh, cool.
I'm Colin. So at least this pro is sure what his name is.
Yeah.
It's not maybe Colin. It's definitely I am Colin. That guy, not even I know if he's Ivan.
Yeah.
Like, if he's unsure that he's Ivan, then, well, I know I'm Colin.
Yeah.
So there we go. Traveling to Ireland. Let's go. Right, so these are 1v1s. Anyone that has just walked past wondering what's going on, this is Fortnite. We're doing 1v1s, pro against audience members. If there's enough time and space left, you can sign up and give it a go. But, of course, what they do is they start off, they get the weapons, they have the same weapons, there's a SCAR, the SPAS 12, and an MP5. And you pretty much 1v1 build, fight, and you get kills. And it's the best of 3, so the first two kills wins. And there's a prize somewhere.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Look, it's about building suspense when it comes to the prize.
Yeah.
The less you know about the surprise, the more your mind starts to imagine what the surprise could be, and then it turns out it's just a can of Red Bull or something. It's like
yeah. So you see right at the front of the stage, there's a fridge, a Red Bull fridge. All those Red Bulls, we're just gonna give them out. Take the fridge while you're at it.
Just gonna be a bunch of like. Whoever the winner is,
some unhappy mothers
just like shaking back and forth in the car ride home.
It's going to be some unhappy mothers with us for that. And it's like, son just want like all these Red Bulls, and oh no. All right. So I'm pretty sure that so the weapons are the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's actually was that an MP5 or a shotgun? It looked like a shotgun that time. Yeah, it's a shotgun this time around. So you've got the blue pump action shotgun.
Okay, so you can
have
make
the
a choice
choice
there between
whatever
you would like, but you can see actually our contender, or actually Colin this time around, forgoing the SMG, decides that they don't want anything to do with that. They know that the shotgun and that SCAR is going to be enough to try and fight out against their contender.
Okay, getting into it now. Here we go, the starting positions.
And this is where you hear Gladiator. Are you ready?
There we go, and the building is coming in, and our contender actually looks like he's doing a very good job at trying to keep up with Colin. But look how high they're going already, Rob. They are going to the moon and back, and our contender's so fast. Look at him coming in, and it is getting really sweaty now.
Yeah, and this is what we were talking about, trying to see if you can keep that build going, but that shot finds some hole, some chink in the armor, and they managed to get the shot through.
I didn't actually see Colin do any other damage apart from that. Unless I'm completely blind.
There was just one little shot that managed to peek through, and that's what I wanted to talk about, was that edit and build, or sorry, the build and shoot at the same time. You got that 1 or 2 frames where you can take a quick pop shot and then go back to building, and that's really what you got to try and take advantage of, and Colin finds a way to sneak a couple of shots through.
There we go. We're off again straight away, and look at this build. You're putting the roofs on top as well, and you get quick editing those roofs to make a ramp, and we can already see Colin. He's lost a bit of momentum here, and he needs to catch up with the high ground. And in fact, he takes over our challenger, who has, well, we've even lost track of him. He is somewhere, unless he's fallen all the way down. I think
it's down on the ground there. You can see them just running through the arrow over their head, but looks like we're going to have a restart here.
I wonder what happened. I wonder what needs to happen for a reset. Is it just whoops?
Yeah, whoopsie.
Whoopsie.
I fell.
We just fell. Right. And off they go again, straight up. It's like a choreographed dance, but Colin closing that gap, trying to be on the same level as a contender who now has the high ground above him, so he's trying to edit, he's trying to stop the building, and he's trying to counter the build from Colin, but I think Colin's managed to find his way out. Yeah, he's weaved out of there, and he's got free reign to do what he wants, and now he's taking control of the high ground. Yeah,
one misstep is all that it takes for Colin to get themselves back up on top. You can see, though, our contender is starting to build up, trying to see if they can get it high ground, but look at that building just above their heads. That's Colin, who's trying to chase them down here.
And Colin trying to close the gap as well, trying to find a corner, a nook, or cranny again to try and get a shot off. No damage has been exchanged just about yet, but Colin doing his best. He's got control, so much control of the mats in the area, and it looks like our challenger, he's trying, but Colin's already there, stopping him just above him.
Oh, looks like they haven't quite been able to get there. Now Colin trying to see if they can slap them out. Looks like it's a little bit of a breather. A gentleman's agreement not to go and push forward too far right now.
Sound completely still, and we can watch Colin doing this dance. All right, there we go. We're back on.
And then we'll start to duke it out one more time. The building's not quite working out. There's a couple of pop shots, but no shots will land as they start to keep going up. Look how high we are at this point.
We are super high. Just one misstep, you can fall all the way. But, of course, you have to be fast on the building. And right there, we can see the editing coming out already. Colin goes off, but he does get the build up. There we go. Some damage. It was 150 damage with a shotgun up close. So that should be about 50 HP left on our challenger. Of course, there are no shields that you can take. And there is no time to stop and breathe. It is just constant aggression from both the players. In fact, Colin gets another shot off, but now you've lost Colin has lost all of his shield, 90 HP.
And a large portion of that advantage as well. That's 110 damage that's come through. One more shot, and either of these guys could spell a disaster. Fatal is what's on the cards, and there it is. Unfortunately, a contender finds themselves on the business end of that shotgun.
That was a good one, though. That was a good one. Look how high we are. Look at how far he just fell. So, was that 2 kills already? Okay, they might be going again. It might actually be a best of 5. Maybe the first game that we played was a best of 3. Actually, so this might be a best of 5 now. Well, so it's the first to 3 kills. Of course, our contender here, you can see, hasn't got one yet, but he's doing a good job, Rob. He is keeping up with the build. He's keeping a high ground, and he is doing that damage. But look at the aggression already from Colin. Look how fast he's editing.
Yeah, I mean, this could be a very short one comparatively, as already one shot has landed onto our competitor, trying to desperately see if they can get out of this rat race that they found themselves in, but the hamster's stuck. They've got nowhere to go. The cage is closing in around them right now, Tala.
Coming in, Colin. He's got the high ground again. He is just stopping our contender, our challenger, from doing anything. He manages to get his way out of there, but our challenger's on the other side, and now look at this. He spots him, and he's just going to close the gap straight away.
Yeah, the chase for cat and mouse will continue. Trying to keep the high grounds here. Colin will keep pushing forward, editing their way in, trying to see if they can catch them out. It's just one shot. Don't forget, that could be enough.
My eyes, I can't keep up with what's going on. This editing is so fast, man.
It is absolutely nuts, but the problem is that, of course, again, we're finding our contender on the bottom side. Misses the jump, and that's going to be it. The fall from grace.
There we go. We were talking about that one misstep when you're this high up. You can't afford those. You cannot afford those, in all honesty. Now we're going to have is it done? Or are we going to go one more time? Because, of course, that wasn't a kill.
We'll have to see. I mean, you can see there, discussion is going on board, but...
Yeah, cool. All right, I think we're gonna play for that final... Well, it's first to 3. You have to get to 3.
In the immortal worlds of Daft Punk, one more time.
One more time. One more time.
I'm glad you took that, because I was not about to sing it.
It looks like Collins just hit a wall straight away, and our challenger, he's already showing the aggression. He knows he made a mistake last time, a bit embarrassing on stage as well, but he's going to try and prove himself. And look at this, he's already high up, he's already got the height advantage onto Colin.
And this is the difference now, you can hear those shots raining down. This is a more confident moment for our contender. They've now got the opportunity to see if they can stay on top, but not quite able to get there. We'll just try the edit coming through, and you can see, there they are, chasing them down, not quite able to. That pyramid will stop them from getting control of that space.
Look at this, he's straight onto it. He sees Colin building, and he's straight above him to stop him from building any higher. There we go.
Not quite able to get the shot to land, but you can see the chase is still on, but now they've lost control. That one moment of respite that they took might cost them everything.
Again, we're getting to the height now, where one misstep, again, could mean that you fall right to the bottom and die. And it looks like our challenger's up on the high ground again. He's got it, and he's waiting. Look at the amount of information you can get just from that high ground. You can see so much, and he spots out where Colin is. Going to get above him, and there we go. No damage coming off as well. Shotguns. Love it.
Not quite able to get that spray to land in the way that they would have liked to, but starting to drop down now. Trying to see if they can reset. Got to be careful here,
though. This is scary. This is scary. Closing the gap. Oh, wait. Are we resetting again?
Yeah, it looks like we might be looking at a reset. Nobody quite wanted to get there, but again, we're seeing a much closer game this time around, where it's very, very close. The cat and mouse the entire way through. And I mean, I've seen a fair few episodes of Tom and Jerry. You never really know who's going to come out on top.
I like it when the dog comes in on Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
Makes his stuff up, and straight away Collins in, gets the shotgun shot off, and the scar. And there we go. Those are the 3 kills.
Yeah, unfortunately, not quite able to get that one to work. And once that massive shotgun hits, it's easy to just finish off with the scar. Spray and pray, essentially.
Yeah. Especially at that range, that big damage coming in. And it's just impressive to see, especially like, you know, in a normal game you can use a sniper. It's the quick one tap with a sniper into either a shotgun or an AR to just get the final shots off. And that's pretty much what the play was that we saw. We saw the one pump quickly, right? It's too long to pump that shotgun and go for another shot. Just finish him off with a scar because, well, you know, you can't really aim that much. It's just,
exactly.
You just point and click.
Yeah. And I mean, it works. I mean, why not? I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And you can see there, it's working wonders from when you're talking about, you know, the heavy sniper in particular is one that's been working out fantastic, even in those close quarter combats, because of course you can get through a wall just like that, not a bother to you whatsoever, or you just completely just destroy a person's health bar if you manage to connect with that shot as well.
Yeah, we saw one of the shots do 150 damage.
Yeah.
That's the full shield and 50 of your health. That is a lot of damage, and you don't want to be on the receiving end on that. Be quite demotivated at that point. You're like, I've just been hit once.
Yeah, and that's the problem, is that of course everyone has legendary items here, so they're going to hit like a truck, and even when you've got that scar that's going to come in afterwards, there's just going to be no escape, particularly when you're in that small little box. One by one, you're not going to be able to get out of there.
No, of course. And it's really good that we saw one of our challengers this time actually try and keep up with our pro, and being able to keep on the same level, keep on the same height, and actually starting to do some damage. Like, I mean, that second, the kill 4 second. I'm going to call it, because we don't really have rounds, right, do we? We don't have rounds, so it's like, which point am I on about? So like the second round for the second point, you know, that was really close. You had the 150 damage go off, and then what? We got rid of the shield at least, and a bit of HP. Just a little bit of a tickle.
Yeah, and that was the thing, that's kind of that moment of we're like, okay, maybe our contender can do it. Maybe Colin isn't quite going to be able to get themselves ahead. And there was those moments where it was like, okay, one slip from Colin here, but somehow manages to keep themselves going. And unfortunately, it's one slip, one mistake
it was so fast.
Is all that it takes.
It was so fast. The editing, all the editing and the stuff, like you can just see the little mouse wiggle to do when you edit and stuff to get it. But it's just so fast. My eyes were hurting. But eyes won't be hurting because we're going to be heading over to the stage as we have Victoria Atkins up there with Rito, of course, one of the voice actresses for one of the characters in the main Fortnite game. So take it away.
Herzlich willkommen zurück, liebe Leute. Herzlich willkommen, Faba. Herzlich willkommen zu der E-Sport Stage. Ich glaube, ihr seht es schon, jetzt gibt es da schon eine Zeit lang Fortnite-Action, wo die jüngere Generation hauptsächlich gegen ein paar Influencer aus der Schweiz spielen darf. Neben mir hockt Victoria Atkin. Sie ist Voice-Actorin, das heisst Synchronsprecherin für Fortnite. Sie hat Stimmen von mehreren Charakteren gesprochen. Sie weiß noch nicht so viel über das Spiel. Wir werden uns jetzt ein bisschen hauptsächlich über Gaming, über ihre Karriere und ein bisschen auch über Fortnite unterhalten. Und später werden wir zusammen hinterher in Backstage gehen. Dann werden wir zusammen das Fortnite-Game casten. Am besten auch gerade das, was hier gespielt wird. Und dann wird sie mich ein bisschen Sachen zu Fortnite können fragen. Ich glaube, das ist auch für die meisten Eltern dann ganz angenehm. Dann können sie vielleicht ein bisschen besser verstehen, was damals auch alles auf dem Bildschirm abgeht. So, Victoria, welcome. Thanks a lot for taking your time. We have been here already on Friday.
Yes.
We talked a little bit about more your acting career and voice acting. Today it's going to be a little bit more about Fortnite or your personal
life. About the craze that is Fortnite, right?
Exactly, exactly. Let's start off the first question. When was the first time you heard of Fortnite? When did you realize, okay, that thing is a thing?
I don't know. I guess I began to hear the craze of it, and then I had an audition. No, I know what it was. Last year, I went to the Fortnite party in Los Angeles. They had the whole stadium was kitted out in Fortnite. They had piñatas, and it was amazing. They had Marshmello there singing, and it was huge. And I began to realize, oh, this is massive. One of my friends plays Ray in Fortnite. And she introduced me to the creators and the director, and they were big Assassin's Creed fans too, so they knew of my work.
They already knew who you were.
Yeah. And I said, I would love to be part of your game. So they said, okay, well, we have lots of new characters coming up, and in Fortnite Save the World, there's some voice acting that needs to be done, so we'll be in touch. And they kept to their word, and they, found me a really cool part as Thora the Huntress. And that's where I started, and now I've done Thora the Huntress, Power Chord, and clip voices.
Do you know, or can you tell us, is there anything coming up that you can reveal, or do you have to keep some
secrets? I know a lot
secret?
of Fortnite secrets, but I can't say them.
Okay. Well, maybe if they give you enough V-Bucks, you will...
Maybe, yeah.
You're super active on social media. I was looking at your Twitter. I saw, you post stuff regularly.
Yeah, I try to keep engaged with the audience.
Yeah, and you get a lot of feedback from community, from fans. You get a lot of fan art too. I saw more Assassin's Creed fan art than Fortnite, but I guess you have gotten Fortnite fan art as well.
Yeah, the Assassin's Creed fan base is really well established, and they have a lot of things. I think Fortnite is coming up. I think Fortnite gamers are very focused on the game right now, whereas Assassin's Creed, they seem to have more time to do a bit of fan art. So, but some really amazing Power Chord fan art, which I really like, and Thora. I haven't seen any of cosplays of those yet, but I'm looking forward to seeing them in the future.
Nice. You're quite right. Usually, Fortnite players are pretty absorbed by the game.
With the game, yeah.
Exactly. There a lot of players are of competitive nature. That means, they want to give their best, try the hardest. And I think the Assassin's Creed is a little bit different. It's more you play like a story. It's not against other people. It's
you can press pause on Assassin's Creed and go and get a cup of tea and draw some fan art. But in Fortnite, you're focused and there's time constraint. And the Fortnite thing is an ongoing game, which is great because with Assassin's Creed you complete the game and it's finished. The Fortnite people are very, very focused.
Yeah, and they change the game every few weeks, so there's new stuff
always
coming.
Upgrades and new things.
They're very active, The first tweet I read was at the Heathrow Airport.
Oh, yeah.
Where you said, I'm at Heathrow Airport. I'm flying to, I think it was Zurich or Basel right now for the Fantasy Basel. And then the Heathrow Airport themselves tweeted you, hey, Victoria, nice to have you at our airport. Can we do anything for you? Is this, has this been this way a long time, or is this usual?
Actually, Heathrow Airport are really good. They always seem to connect, but I don't really need anything other than a non-delayed flight. That's always nice when you get feedback. I think I have the blue tick on Twitter helps.
I think even Victoria Atkin has some delayed flights sometimes, right?
Yes.
Happens to anyone.
There's no VIP really at the airport. Everybody has to get on the same plane.
True. I think the proper esports expression would be poggers. That means something like cool, nice, great. I also saw you are giving motion capture training.
Yeah, I've started. There was a lot of people asking me how do I get into motion capture, performance capture, because I did the performance capture for Evie Fry, which means it's the face and the voice and the motion for Evie. So I had a lot of my peers saying, well, how do you get into this? What's the difference between voice acting, performance capture? So I just do an introductory course, and people sign up, and I just explain the differences between that and the similarities, and where auditions would come for this type of work.
Without, again, revealing too much, could you give me some basic instructions, stuff that is important in motion capturing?
Well, the difference between voice acting, so what I do for Fortnite is I have the script, and we go through the lines and I record them. For performance capture, things like the cinematics in Assassin's Creed or Horizon Zero Dawn that I've done, you have to learn all the lines, and you have to be off book. There's no reading any scripts, and it's very much like theater. So that's first. You would also have to shave your beard, because we have to stick the dots on. So you would have to do that. Just little things like that, and you would have no costume. You would be in a nice lycra catsuit.
Yeah, nice, yeah. Like there's a skin that looks like a motion capture skin, actually. Yeah.
That's
I'll
funny.
show it to you later.
And I heard there's a T-pose in Fortnite. T-pose?
Yeah, where you just stand still.
Yeah, well, we have to do that in performance capture. So before you start a scene, you do a T-pose like this.
For the measurements and stuff?
For the activation of the animation.
Yeah.
So you T-pose, and then at the end of the scene, you T-pose again. So the animators know when the beginning and the end of the animation starts.
Yeah, like the claps, which you do with audio and stuff.
Yeah, like a clapperboard. We have that too. So yeah, the T-pose is a big thing in performance capture.
Let's come back to Fortnite real quick. Is Fortnite also a thing in your family life? Like, do you have to handle Fortnite already on a private basis, let's say?
No, well, there's no Fortnite in my house, just in my work. I think if I had Fortnite in my house and my work, it might be a
little bit too much.
It might be too much, but yeah, a lot of the people that have come to see me today for autographs and things like that really love Fortnite, and it's so good to see people of all different ages enjoying the game. It's really special, and I'm seeing people making so many friends through that too.
Speaking about signings, you're going to have your signing session at 3 o'clock, just after our
Yeah, we're upstairs.
session.
If anybody wants any signed Fortnite pictures or photographs, I sign upstairs at 3 o'clock for, I think, 3 till 5, and then I finish for the weekend. So if you need any Fortnite things signed, come upstairs and see me. I'll be happy to meet the Fortnite fans.
Nice. Okay, you say you don't have any Fortnite in your private life. I'm sure you have made up your mind already around that question, but how is, or in your opinion, what is the correct way to handle a game like Fortnite, which is pretty, let's say, not invasive, sounds pretty negative, but like kids want to play all the time and they're up in it and it's priority #1 for them, and how would you handle it as a mother?
Well, I'm about to be a mother, so we'll see if they want to play Fortnite, where I have to deal with this. Maybe, I don't know, hopefully in 7 years' time or something like that, when they're saying, please, please. But, it's hard. Parenting is not an easy thing, and I think every parent wants their child to be happy and to have much fun and enjoy things. And I think everything is a balance, spending all day on Fortnite and all night on Fortnite is not healthy, for anybody. But I think if they're enjoying themselves and they're not spending too much money on your credit card, that's there's benefits. They're at home, they're safe, and they're playing with their friends and they're interacting with other people and making online friends. And
it's a rather controllable environment, no? It's you're more up to date what they're doing than if they would go hang outside with anyone you don't know, maybe.
Yeah, there's pros and cons to it.
Exactly,
it's
exactly.
Really, but
it's all about balance, basically.
Balance is the key, I think, and every parent knows their child, and every child is different. So I think it has to also depend on the child and what they need and what they want. It's good to get outside too, I think. I'm a big believer in some fresh air.
Nice. Well, you have one tweet also that says, get lost in what you love.
Yeah.
So I think if someone loves Fortnite, getting lost in it sounds a little bit too crazy, but do you feel like if there's a kid that thinks of himself, well, I got the talent, I think I can make it, I want to pursue a career in esports or in something like that, would you be supportive of that?
I think so. I mean, everybody has our own unique talents in our own unique things, you know. For me, I was very academic at school. I got good grades and could have done different things with my career.
So you never had trouble with your parents?
Well, but then I said I wanted to be an actor. And that's, you know, for people that my parents aren't into acting, they don't know about that. My father is an engineer, my mother was a nurse. And so they, you know, acting is, whoa, you want to do that? A bit like esports. Well, what is this? You know, how do you do this?
No one in the family has done it before.
Can you make money from this? What, is this actually a career? But when you say about getting lost in what you love, I just think that all of us were put on this earth to do the things that make us passionate and happy. And there's a reason that we're inspired to do things. And I think if that's in alignment, then you should pursue it. You should go forth and do that thing. We're on this planet for such a short time that we should be happy and we should pursue what we love.
Good answer. Let's come back to your Twitter.
Yes.
I saw, like I told you before already, every fifth tweet of you is like, hey guys, that's the wrong Victoria tagged. What's that all about? Tell me.
Yeah, just over the last year or so, there's a politician in England that's called Victoria Atkin. And
she gets a lot of friendly tweets.
I don't think she has a Twitter, but she doesn't get many friendly tweets.
So you handle the unfriendly tweets for her, basically.
So I just, you know, I think social media has its pros and cons, like gaming, and, you know, it's just, we don't need to be nasty on the internet. It should be a place of happiness and fun and enjoyment. So I just say, hey, when the abuse comes for the wrong person, I just said, hey, this is not me, and kind of just flags it up, which sometimes makes people feel a bit silly because they've sent this abusive thing and they've sent it to the wrong person. So I like to just highlight that.
Serves them right, to be honest.
Yeah, highlight that.
If we come back to Fortnite, we will go backstage afterwards.
Yeah.
We will look at the game together. You will be able to ask anything you want. I will try to explain as best as I can. I would say
I'm excited to learn about Fortnite and how it works. And
the basics are quite easy, but it gets complicated very fast. But I will try to keep it as basic as possible.
Okay, well, I'm going to do from the parenting side, the people that don't play Fortnite, how to play Fortnite. Because from my perspective, I just go into a voiceover booth and do these character voices. I say things like, I jump on your grave, like this. And these different things. So.
Yeah, I think you're going to see quite a lot of emotes and funny stuff when we're back there. I'm going to tell the boys, hey, turn it up a little bit.
The one thing that I've loved about the Fortnite fans is that everybody seems to have a lot of fun. The game seems really fun.
Yeah, and even though everyone is pretty competitive, like the scene amongst themselves, everyone is friends, basically. There's other games where you can see a lot more of rivalry. You know what I mean? Like, people genuinely don't like each other because of the game, or sometimes in sports we see the same stuff. In Fortnite, it's kind of, yeah, they play each other in a tournament, but after the game, everyone goes, shakes hands, talks about the game, has fun together, and they all share the same passion. I think it's quite a generation thing also, because Fortnite people are usually younger, like the...
Yeah, and I think the way that Epic has made the game is very animated, very... Colorful, friendly, you know, friendly, fun characters. The piñatas are really fun, and just, yeah, the way that they're drawn, the animators for these games, it's not as harsh. The violence doesn't seem to be there in this game, which I really love.
Yep.
So even though people are playing hours and hours of it, and there is a discussion around gambling and money towards it, but the animation and the color and the fun, it takes away the harshness of the violence that some of the other games have.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Well, then thanks a lot.
So we're going to go backstage and learn how to play Fortnite.
You don't have to play. We can watch.
No, I'm going to learn.
Yeah, maybe. Let's hope so.
Okay.
Cool. Wir gehen jetzt zurück in die Backstage mit der Victoria Atkins, wo wir uns zusammen ein Game werden anschauen. Wahrscheinlich gerade das, was dann da auf dem Screen laufen wird. Falls ihr nachher ein Autogramm oder eben eine Unterschrift wollt, dann müsst ihr rauf. It's in the third. You have to go up 2 stairs, right?
Second floor. Just one
Ein Stock rauf. Ein Tag auf, dann kommen wir zu der Victoria Atkins fürs Autogramm, Unterschriften, Fotos. Und wir gehen jetzt ins Backstage und wir sehen uns in ein paar Minuten wieder.
Okay.
How do they watch it? Twitch.tv/.
God that the brothers on the rise now. Endless celebrations all in my house. Levitating now, I'm super duper fly now. London boy, but DC where I reside now. Put the time in while you always yelling time out. And for quit it, cause I know I'm coming with it. You were sitting, you were wishing I was handling my business. Now I got the ball like Harry Potter playing Quidditch. And my business is humongous, you would think that happens in there. Oh man, I'm all that, yeah, I'm all that. Working for that whip, yeah, that what you call that. I'ma blow up in the summer, have them yelling fall back. And I've always been ahead like an effing ball cap. Man, I came in the game like, whoa. Got a couple chains on me cause I like gold. They told me I'm the best and I told them I know. Cause when I'm in your town, every ticket I sold. Yeah, they saying I'm the man. Facts, bro. Lot of haters, tell me where they at though. I'm the new pop, all I do is rap though. Want me on your song, throw a couple stacks, yo. Woo! Everybody wanna do the same thing. That's why we ain't on the same page. Do my own thing, and I maintain. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. I'm going mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. Yeah, I'm going mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. I'm going mainstream. Mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. Yeah. I'm going mainstream. Damn. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. Woo. I'm going mainstream. like water, so I'm going mainstream.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Welcome back, Fantasy Basel. Welcome back, Fortnite fans. I'm here again, joined by the gorgeous Victoria Atkin. Thanks a lot for being here.
Thank you. This is my first ever Twitch.
Yeah?
Yep, never been on Twitch before.
Where did you stream usually? On Facebook?
I don't stream.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
just on Instagram Live.
Okay.
But this is my first Twitch, so I'm loving it.
We talked about streaming a little bit with John.
Yes.
Would it be a thing for you, maybe?
I think so. I probably have to get a console first, right?
A PC. PC would
Oh,
be even
PC, I
better.
could do it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna try to give you the best experience possible, so
Okay, good.
you walk away from the booth as a future streamer.
Okay.
So if,
Convince me to stream after
yeah,
this.
if voice acting, like, you can act on stream as well. So if voice acting doesn't fit you or you don't like it anymore, you can switch to streaming.
Okay.
You can play some Fortnite and get rich as well. So
Get rich, yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Apparently
good
you can
life,
earn
yeah.
money on this Twitch thing.
a lot of money. Have you heard of Ninja, for example?
Yes, I met him actually in
Oh.
Los Angeles at the gaming awards. I think
Yeah.
he's blue hair, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He changes his hair color like every month, but
When I saw him, he had blue hair.
usually it's blue. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
his most chosen color.
Yes, he was very nice.
He's making like he never said it himself, but estimated he's making 500 grand per month only with Twitch.
Oh my goodness, it's
Yeah,
amazing.
so there's no like salary or contract stuff. It's just with Twitch, and it's according to his numbers and viewers and stuff. So yeah,
Wow.
you can make quite a lot of money.
Wow.
And it's a thing. It came up in the last 10 years. People love watching other people play games. It's like in sports. If you have someone that's better than you at doing something, you like to watch.
So you
like
have to be
learn.
good at it then. So if I start streaming, I'm not. Well, it might be funny.
Exactly. You have to be either good or entertaining.
We'll have to find somebody who have to think of me to have a Twitch name. Or do we do this real Evie Fry thing? Would that be what I would do?
You could just name yourself Victoria Live, for
Oh,
example.
that's okay. That's more simple.
Or something. Yeah, whatever. No, but yeah, everything's possible.
Okay.
And then,
Sounds good.
yeah, you would have to play. It depends a little. I would advise you to go with the mainstream a little bit, you know, so you have the most viewers. Because if you're doing something very special, you
Specific.
can be very successful, but there's a danger that you end up in sort of a niche thing, you know, like with your 1,000, 2,000 people maybe loving what you do, but the big, usually
Well, I've
you
been
want...
part of a lot of games now, so it would
Yeah.
be actually fun to play some of the games that I've done.
Exactly.
Crackdown 3 is the most recent one. World of Warcraft, I've done Fortnite now, Assassin's Creed, many different games, so actually it might be fun to play them.
You would already have a
See if
pretty
I
good
can find
collection
my
of
voice.
games.
Especially in World of Warcraft, there's many different characters that I've played. It'd be fun to try and find who they are.
Yeah, you have a pretty good concept already.
Maybe this is good.
So, I'm not sure when we're gonna have our first game up. Oh, okay. This is Jerry on our left side. His name is Swiss Arma. He's a pretty well-known Swiss streamer, one of the biggest streamer we have in Switzerland.
This guy, and how old is he?
Oh no, the right one is from the crowd. I don't
okay.
know how old he is. I think he looks something between 10 and 14, I'd say.
Okay.
And Jerry is 17, I think. He will turn 18
And this
soon.
is Jerry here, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
And Jerry has, last time I checked, he had 3,000 followers on Twitch. So 3,000 people regularly watching him.
And how does it work? Like a YouTube channel?
Exactly.
For views, they get paid?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, it works well.
Like a residual payment?
I think it's similar to YouTube in a way that if you have enough viewers recurrent, like regularly on a regular basis, you get in sort of a better, how do you call that? In a better segment, you get partnered, for example, with Twitch.
Okay.
And then where's an ad on your channel, you get some of the ad revenue.
Okay.
But you have to attain a certain level for that. You can't just start today. But I think if you would start, you would have a partner status from the beginning. So you wouldn't have to worry about that. But usually it's people, coming, you get money through views, of course, because displaying an ad when there's 500,000 people watching is, of course, more interesting than if 5 people are watching.
That's true.
And you can get donations as well.
Oh, wow.
So people can donate.
To see you play.
Yeah, exactly. No, they can basically donate just to support you. They can say, hey, I watched the last 3 hours, was pretty fun, here, take $5. Or you can try, but usually it does not work. People try to, for example, donate $10 and say, hey, would you play me for $100? Okay. And then it depends. Sometimes the streamer says, yes, I've got the time, okay, let's play.
So people would say, I would like to play you against you
exactly,
on this.
Exactly. But
that would
usually...
be good. I'd have to have a little practice first. At least they would probably win if they played me.
Yeah, that's usually not the case if you play against a well-known person. So that's a benefit for you. Yeah,
I watch a lot of the gameplay. Actually, Twitch is really fascinating for me because for my research for voices for games, I like to watch gameplay, but I don't actually play that much. I have a new game coming out in June, which I can't say what it is, but I used to play a lot as a kid, and I'm really so excited.
A sequel or like some?
Yeah, it's a reboot, I think, of an older game.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. So I don't play stereotypically on the console, but I do watch a lot of gameplay. I loved, for Horizon Zero Dawn, I watched all of the gameplay from beginning to end with all the cinematic scenes for research. So from that point, I do enjoy doing this.
Fortnite does some good cinematics as well. Like they have for every update they usually hand out a video explaining what's going on. Oh, and yeah, they just started the 1v1. You see they spawned in like an area, like arena.
Okay.
So they're starting right now. It's gonna be Jerry against...
And so they play like, this looks like Street Fighter-esque.
Yeah, they're like same weapons for everyone. So they're picking up the weapons right now. Oh, they had to restore something. Something was not working. So it's the same weapons for everyone, same chances basically.
And they fight each other, do they?
Exactly, it's a 1 versus 1. They're gonna meet up, you're gonna see, they're gonna move to a ramp. He's gonna tell him, move to number 3. Wait, now you see the number 3 there.
Okay.
Or come to number 2, he's gonna tell him which arena. Swiss Army prefers the llama usually, that's the llama arena.
Oh,
so
yes.
they go to the llama arena.
I know about these llamas.
And the way it works now is you see the wall.
Yes.
The wall is gonna open and both players are gonna run.
Oh, it's like
He's
gladiators.
opening right now.
And they're going to let them
now
in.
it opened. And they run in different directions and they build up. And basically in Fortnite, you see it's pretty fast. Yeah. Already the first hit landed. The most important, not the most important, but one of the most important things is getting high ground. Okay. So you're trying always to build above your opponent. Because as you can see, the game is in third person. It's not, you're not like in the eyes of the character. You see him.
You can see the
so if
skin.
you above your opponent, you can basically see him and he cannot see you because he just sees walls. But as it is third person, you can see above the wall.
Yeah.
So knowing where your opponent is key in Fortnite.
So
That's
how
why
are they building this? Are they building this fort, or this fort gets built as they climb?
No, they have to press every single element by themselves.
Oh,
so,
wow.
example, the wall is a button on your controller, on your keyboard.
Okay.
The floor is a button.
Okay.
It's pretty, you have to learn the combinations to build, basically, how do you call that? Learn them.
To build the fort.
You have to memorize them, exactly. Because so then in stressful situations, you can just apply those without having to think about them. So that's a hard thing about Fortnite. Shooting is basically easy. The hard thing is building.
And this started off on just on a mobile game, right?
No, it was on PC first, but it's
okay.
now on mobile too. And it's like Fortnite is one of the first games that's really cross-platform. So I could play on PC.
Okay.
My friend is in the same room or at his home with his Nintendo Switch.
Oh, Nintendo Switch.
And another friend is playing on his iPhone. Exactly. That's no problem.
My goodness,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's one of the things why it's so popular as well, because I play at home with my PC or my PlayStation, whatever, and maybe if I have a friend who can't afford a console or his console got broken, he can still play with me with his mobile phone.
Okay.
But I think that will be coming to gaming a lot more in the future. This
I think it needs to, right?
Yeah.
Especially as we're traveling so much and
exactly.
people are moving around, that they don't want to be fixed to their house to be able to have to play.
There's now even controllers for cell phones. So you can
wow,
plug in
really?
a controller to your cell phone so you don't have to play with the touch screen, basically.
And then you can plug in the thing where you pay for the upgrades, right? The credit card thing. You actually can. Like that,
Yeah?
Yeah, on your phone.
And then it charges directly off your card?
Yeah.
Oof. I don't know if that would be smart for Fortnite.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's also a thing.
Probably doesn't have the amount of dongles for both, so
Yeah.
just keep the consoles plugged in.
It's one of the most important things for parents, I think, to get the importance of talking to your kids about online purchases and making clear to them, listen, it's real money you're spending. It's not it's not monopoly money, it's not fun dollars or whatever, it's real money, and think about how much they spend already maybe, or why they want to spend it. Do you want the skin because you like it, or just because everyone says it's cool?
Yeah. And maybe that there could be a way of teaching children about budgeting, giving the cash amount and saying this is how much you have to spend, and that's it. Once it's gone, it's gone. Yeah.
I had a workshop once, or will have a workshop with, I have to find the English word. It's a place, a social place that works with kids and teens.
Oh, right.
You're like a center.
Okay.
I don't know how to call it, but it's just a center where kids hang out basically, and they can.
Like a youth center.
Exactly, they can get advice. They help them with if they want to apply somewhere.
Yeah.
And they did a workshop on online pop culture.
Okay.
And it was about Fortnite, like why is it cool to have a skin, or why is it not cool, or why are you maybe less cool if you don't have a skin? And they were like trying to explain to those kids, listen, it's exactly the same thing with brands of clothes and stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't depend on the name or whatever is on it. In my opinion, you should wear what you like. You should wear what pleases you. Well, of course, then it depends how much you want to spend, but it's the same in Fortnite. I think you shouldn't get a skin just because all of your friends got the skin.
No.
And being individual is cooler, kids. So anyways.
Back in the day with the different types of trainers, right? If you had the new Adidas
trainer with the 3 stripes on it. Or the shoes, the superstars.
But there is so much peer pressure, I think, with the youth and generation today that...
Not easy.
Yeah. But I always think it's cool to just be you, you know? And people forget that's, to follow the crowd, it's really the people that you look up to in life, and the people that are the celebrities, or are the people that like Ninja or somebody like that. They're very different. They have not copied everybody else. Nobody else has blue hair,
Yeah.
And maybe they were inspired, but they've gone out of their way. They've gone out of the box to be different, and to. I think that's something that at school I didn't ever want to mix, like be just attached to a group or a thing. I said, this is what I like to do. I would like to be an actor, and I would like to do this, but I'm gonna find my own path.
I don't want to be categorized.
Be friends with everybody, but not so much that, because everybody leaves school, and half the time you don't speak to those people after school. It's
Facebook would be there for that, but doesn't work
But
sometimes.
Facebook, you change friends on Facebook
Yeah.
when you get older, and things change, and it's a different world. So yeah, being unique and just doing your thing, and can you make, this is probably a silly question, but can you make
ask it.
with the skins? Can you customize them to make them? I used to play The Sims when I was young. And you can dress them how you want. Can you do that with these skins, or?
Okay, so good question. There are skins, not every skin. There are skins you buy them and you really get what you buy. So you can't change them. But there are skins. If you play more, you get experience points.
Okay.
And your skin levels up basically. And
so like this lady that's got the wings on her back. Is that part of a skin, or is that customized?
No, it's not part of the standard skin, but it's it's called a back bling.
Okay.
And she can put on whatever back bling she wants.
And that enables her to fly or something, or what is that for?
No, that's just
looks?
optics. Yeah,
Okay.
You have no advantage of any skin. Everything is the same basically. It's just it's really just style. Yeah, it's just style.
And that's like what you said about actually you can do the same with no skin, like.
Exactly. There's a lot of people playing with the default skin, like just no skin at all.
That's cool. I like those people.
Yeah, because it doesn't give you any advantage. So they're like, why should I spend money if I have nothing out of it? But yeah, maybe they're just not into style so much, or I don't know how to call it.
Wow, okay. So you can still do, if you were to spend no money in Fortnite, would you still be able to win the game?
Of course. Yeah,
Wow.
you can spend not a single cent and still qualify for World Cup. Get $50,000 if you qualify.
And the app is free to download. So anybody
free to play.
that has a console or has a mobile phone that perhaps they haven't got a huge financial background, or their parents won't let them use their credit card, they can still play this game.
Of course, and they're exactly on the same level as everyone else spending money. You can spend $2,000, it's not going to help you a single bit.
No.
It's just optics. It's just, yeah.
Okay, well that's good.
Yeah. And there's some things that are fixed basically, like I can't change her hair, I can't change her boots, but what you can change is the thing they got on her back.
Uh-huh.
You can change the pickaxe, like the stuff you use for farming. So there's people, using a scythe. There's totally different stuff. And you can change the backblings. There are backblings also with animated figures in it, like you carry a dog on your back, and always when you're jumping, he's jumping with you, and when you're falling down, he's screaming. And
but these are just these additional cute and quirky things that you can add.
Exactly. Usually you even get them for free, basically, if you play a lot. Fortnite, the way it works is, at the beginning of a season is 10 weeks usually, you can buy for $7, I think. It's a battle pass. And the battle pass says if you play every 2 hours, you should get something, a little present for free.
Okay.
So, and then when you reach a certain level, you get this special back bling with the wings, for example.
And can you play in teams, or is this always individual?
No, you can play up to a team of 4 people.
So say family were having issues with a child that's on Fortnite all the time.
Yeah.
If the family got involved, they could play as a family against other families.
They can play as a squad, as
they
4.
Could be a squad.
Exactly, squad of 4. And then where are we dropping? Okay,
so
guys.
maybe this is the balance. Maybe not having the separation between the parents and children. I don't know. Maybe children I don't want to play with my mom. She'll bring the thing down. But maybe that's where that they can have some joy and family time doing this, rather than it being something very separate.
Yeah,
it's a possibility.
I always tell parents it's important to know what your kid is doing. So if your kid is playing Fortnite and you're not sure what is this game or what is it all about, is it violent, whatnot, just look at them play for half an hour, 15 minutes, look what they're doing. And if you want, of course, play with them. Try to understand why are they enjoying this game, why are they having good times, why are they being emotional when playing this game, why is it important for them. I think, the more you try to immerse yourself into your kid.
It's like anything in life, right?
Exactly.
If you're frustrating with somebody, trying to understand where they're coming from and having compassion, why are they saying this, why are they feeling this way? Well, just go and walk in their shoes for a minute, and the same with this game, try and understand. I mean, it's a lot for parents.
Yeah,
even
it's pretty hard.
Somebody that's doing the voices for these games, trying to understand from a point of view of a player, and I guess as they get further and further along, you get really in depth with this.
Yeah.
The frustration of trying to explain it to somebody that has no idea is, and especially
easy.
if they're your parents, you already have frustrations with them. it's. I guess that's really key. It's just trying to understand.
But we've come a long way already. I can tell you, I have in the last few years a lot of parents coming towards me, for example, at events and asking, "Hey, my kid is pretty good at Fortnite. Where can I like sign up for something? Where can where can I put him in a training camp somewhere, or in a club, or trying?" Yeah, they see that their kids has a talent, and they're trying to support it, and yeah, I like it a lot. I appreciate.
And so tell me now, like we were talking about careers and how do you get into this as a. I mean, there are careers. There's people like Ninja that's making $50,000 roughly a month.
500,000.
500,000. Wow, $500,000 a month on Twitch.
6 million a year. Yeah.
6 million a year.
Just with Twitch.
Just playing Twitch. And God knows what else he's.
Exactly. He has contracts with Red Bull. He has exactly. You know that better than I do.
So. But esports, you said there's something called the Fortnite World Cup.
Yeah.
Explain what this is.
This is going on right now. So you have 10 weeks.
Okay.
You have a certain mode where you get points the further you get in the game. Like the longer you survive, the more kills you do, you get points. You have to have a certain amount of points. If you have more than 300 points, that's the champion division. You're in different divisions. If you have more than 300 points, you're in the champion division. If you're in the champion division, you can play a special tournament where only people can play that are in the champions division. So you play against other good players. And if you end up in a top spot in one of those games, you qualify for the Fortnite World Cup. The Fortnite World Cup is a huge tournament. Already at qualifying, if you qualify for the World Cup, you're guaranteed $50,000.
Oh my goodness.
Just if you're attending the event, you're guaranteed $15,000. Just so you made the qualifications, you get $50,000.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
wow.
It's a lot of money. And then the Fortnite World Cup itself, the solo tournament, for example, is the prize pool is, if I'm not wrong, 30 million US dollars. So
if you win, and there's only one winner.
No, I think all the World Cup with the qualifiers, with all the different tournaments, is 100 millions. And then just for the solo tournament where you don't play in a team, where you play like we saw right now, not exactly the way, but similar, it's 30 million, but I don't think the first place gets all the 30 million. It's like
split.
They'll get half, maybe 15 or so. It's still enough.
Well, so you could play Fortnite, win the World Cup, and just sit back for the rest of your life, retired.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Whoa, nice. I heard you will be having a new guest soon here who's talking to you. We will have Tala coming over shortly.
Okay, good.
Is there one last thing you want to ask? We didn't talk too much about the game, but it was pretty interesting.
No, you got this amazing, really amazing. And I think there's a chat thing going on as well on Twitch right now. They can interact. So anybody that wants to ask any questions, please feel free. I'm learning, but this is great. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Victoria. It was a pleasure as always.
You.
You're a great star. You're a pleasure to work with. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And I wish you a lot of fun with the remaining time in Fortnite, and I hope we see each other soon again.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
And welcome back, ladies and gents. Sorry about that, just a bit of technical difficulties. Of course, we've given Rito a tiny little break, and I have replaced him. My name is Talha, and of course I'm joined by the ever so lovely Victoria. You've already been sitting here for at least half an hour.
Yes.
How are you finding it, being
I'm
in the
loving
commentating seats?
I'm loving it. I feel like Sally Gunnar. Do you know who that is?
No.
She was a sports football commentator.
Yeah.
She was an English hurdler for our Great British team in the Olympics. And now she does on Match of the Day, she talks as well.
Right, okay.
Like so anyway, I just feel like that. I feel like I'm very important with this headset.
The headsets are quite cool, especially. And then you're connected to the producers, whispering in your ear, telling you how the show's run.
It's great.
But yeah, how are you finding I'm not too sure if you did much commentating. You were just talking pretty much about the game. I heard Rito
was just
teaching
learning,
you.
and he was teaching me, and it's fascinating. It's really fascinating how this is just blowing up, and people are... I didn't realize how big this world was. I'd heard of esports, and I live in Los Angeles, and I've seen the Blizzard Stadium now that's there, and was just curious, but now I'm really understanding, okay, there's a lot of...
The scale
of this, the money that's involved, and the people that are playing.
I was like that as well. Like, I think I was about 16 and I realized, oh wow, people play video games and they earn money from it, and it's quite a lot of money as well. I think Vito said like about 30 million for like a World Cup and all that kind of stuff. And you know, the players that do play professionally for a team, they're like treated as athletes. They have athlete visas. They fly business class whenever they go out to events, 5-star hotels. Yeah, it's all of that. You know, you've got to be looked after as a player, and especially in Counter-Strike because of how big it is in Europe.
What's that? What is that?
So Counter-Strike is a shooter game. It's a first-person shooter. It's very simple. You can anyone can walk by, watch it, and be like, okay, I can get involved in this.
Okay.
It's like how football is pretty much two teams kicking a ball into a net. This is 5 guys versus another 5 guys, best of 30, kill each other.
Okay.
Right. Each round, you've got to be the last remaining team in that round. But then it gets more complicated and intricate the deeper you go. It has an economy, and like for instance, like you have to buy your weapons at the start of the round, and how well you do in the last round.
So when they have these games and they're playing as esports, do they have a budget that they start with that the team gets given, or how does that start? When you're playing as an esports, you know, do they have a certain amount that they start with and they can spend it, or?
So in the game, it has its own economy.
Oh,
so,
sorry.
Yeah,
okay.
so in the game it has its own economy, and the game is basically building your economy and kind of getting better weapons, and you do that through getting kills and winning, and then it carries over.
You build an economy.
And then in the next round you have that money that you can spend. So that's how it works.
Right.
But in terms of esports, the teams, they have, you know, they fly their players out everywhere. They travel the world, and it's got to the point where you have managers for the teams and you have the coaches for the teams as well. You know,
wow.
I know it sounds crazy, doesn't it? People play video games and they have coaches, and fairly recently, or this has been a practice for quite a long time, where they've actually started investing in sports psychologists as well to listen into the team comms to make sure that the team is behaving appropriately.
Really very serious.
Well, when there's 30 million on the line.
Yeah, I mean,
take it
30
seriously.
million, it's wow.
But of course, Fortnite is still young. Fortnite's part of a different genre of gaming, which is fairly new. So, like, you have the shooters and stuff, but Fortnite's part of the battle royale, and it's a young kind of child right now. No one really knows what direction to take it in, but it's still big. And you know, when a game gets a lot of popularity, a lot of players.
These people doing dances right now. What is this?
Oh, they're just hanging out. They're just waiting. This is the thing about Fortnite is. It appeals to a large audience. You have the intricacy of the game, right? You can see people building and how fast they build and all the stuff that they do. So you can be skillful, but then also it caters to a lot of the younger members of our world with kind of the dances, the memes, the skins, and also the visual look.
Yeah, it's really very cool, and I love how many female characters are in this game too.
So many, yeah.
Yeah, I voice, as you know, the Clip and Thora and Power Chord, and I wonder how they come into this game. Whether they are, I think they're skins, right? Well, I voice it in Save the World, but I imagine they are skins in Battle Royale.
Well,
too.
I'm not really well versed in all the skins. There's a plethora of skins in Fortnite. But when you were voice recording for Fortnite, did you have a chance to actually look at the game beforehand to understand, okay, this is the game that my voice is going to be going into?
Well, I watched the original trailers and stuff like that on YouTube, but I didn't really see the gameplay. I've seen it now with where they've inserted my voice, and it has this. I like it because from doing Assassin's Creed and Titanfall, World of Warcraft, very what I call typical gaming voice. But whereas Fortnite they're always asking us to do some things that are more towards animation, which I really like. So we have a lot more fun and play with the voices, and I think it goes very well with the style of the piece, with the different dances and the skins and how fun it is. We have to make sure that the voices of the characters are just as fun.
Yeah, but that's pretty much, well, when you get a different project, you've got to kind of understand, okay, this is a character going to be playing, and then the voice kind of comes.
Yeah, you adapt to the genre, and then you understand, okay, how is this?
Okay, this is a fantasy game, this is just. This is Fortnite. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Like, I don't play much Fortnite, but watching, especially on a keyboard, watching people play at this level so fast is just crazy. Because of course, every single building.
These guys are playing both on PC, right?
Yeah. So they've got the keyboard plugged in and stuff, and like every different building type has a button for it. So they're building like 3 things in 1 second. So their fingers work hard to get it done.
Yeah. They have different stretches
I don't know.
from their coaches
probably,
for their hands.
probably learning the
Probably
exercise.
do, I mean, need to.
Well, that's the thing. They also focus on nutrition as well, making sure you're eating healthy so you can concentrate.
So gamers these days aren't drinking Coke and eating.
Oh, probably not. Probably not at the high level.
They're on juices.
Yeah, juices, protein shakes, going to the gym. Actually, they spend a lot of time, of course, playing and practicing, but most of the time
Going to the gym. What I guess stamina for these things is that. So they train like athletes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's different. It's different. Like when you play football or you play a sport, it requires a different type of skill from you than playing video games. But nonetheless, this takes up more mental, strains you mentally as well as not so much as physically as.
Yeah, I would wonder what the workouts are like. Are these guys good at chess and crosswords and reading?
Probably good at chess.
Yeah.
There's some games. How a lot of developers describe their games is you basically start with a building block of just chess. That's how every game you boil it down to just chess. It is that, and then they add to it. But of course, so there's one more thing. Anyone that's watching in Twitch, if you want to ask a question to Victoria, of course, just type it in the Twitch chat. I am reading it, so I can pass on those questions and we can find out a bit more. But of course, we had a chat yesterday.
Yes.
Rita was on stage. I did ask, but didn't really get an answer. So, any other projects coming up for you?
Yeah, I do have. I have another game coming out in June.
If you're allowed to say.
I can't say which game it is, but I'm going to be part of another game that's a reboot of an old game, so I'm excited about that. When I fly back to LA in the morning, and next week I'm doing some more work in Fortnite, so that's ongoing. The character of Clip I'm going to be working on, so that's fun. Crackdown 3 is a game that's just come out that I'm one of the British agents for, so you can play as me in that. Obviously, Syndicate's still out there, Assassin's Creed Syndicate with Evie Fry. And the DLC, the Jack the Ripper, is there, and some other add-on packs, The Last Maharaja.
See, that must be the thing with voice acting opposed to just normal acting on TV. You kind of, you do a part and it's not really finished. You keep getting called back, whereas theatre, you go on, you do it, and it's...
Yeah, well, especially with Fortnite, this is just ongoing, which is great for me. With Assassin's Creed, we worked for a year, and then it was, then it was done. But now I get to come back to Comic-Cons, and it's ongoing meeting the AC fans.
So, if Assassin's Creed comes out with a new, that Syndicate's done, they move on to other ones. But, new DLCs come out all the time, so you'd be called back at
I would hope so, yeah. I don't know, Evie is featured in Odyssey, the new Assassin's Creed, but she's lieutenant on the ship, so there's no voice acting or motion capture in that. But who knows? You know, Ezio has about 3 games, so
Yeah.
we'll see. And Ubisoft are great. They listen to a lot of what the players want and requests. So.
Yeah.
But it's great that there's some more female assassins
Yes,
now
of
with
course,
Cassandra,
yeah.
and it's great.
I mean, you said you voiced, was it an orc in World of Warcraft or a...
Yeah, I did a void elf, and I did
void
a,
elf, okay.
a dwarf, a Scottish dwarf.
See, World of
That
Warcraft
was
is a
fun.
good one because every 2 years there's a new expansion coming out. So
Yeah, that's been a fun. I liked working with Blizzard on that. Yeah, that one, and then the Shadow of War.
Oh,
Played
Lord of the Rings,
lots of
yeah.
the civilians with a Yorkshire accent like that. So talking about my father taught me these weapons, and it's good. It's fun.
So, which out of all the voices you've done, which one has been the most fun? And then there's a follow-up
I don't know. I'm
question to
having
that.
a lot of fun doing Fortnite. Actually,
Yeah.
it's really good. I liked. This is my character here that I was gonna do some sign things. Thora, and she's Nordic. And says things like, "I jump on your grave like this," and it's like this kind of weird Viking American Norwegian Nordic voice that we created. So she's really fun to voice. Clip is a cool character that I play in Fortnite, and she's just really sarcastic and dry.
So how much of that is your actual voice, like in the game? Do they do much kind of post, kind of tweaking and stuff?
I mean, they make it sound good, but no, we mainly do all the accents and
Yeah,
everything.
okay.
So yeah.
Has there ever been like, oh, we want you to do this accent, and you're like, I don't really know if I can.
Well, I didn't know about this accent because I met these guys all at the party, and then they said, you know, we know you work from Assassin's Creed. We're trying to find you something. And then I arrived at the session. Like, oh, you can do a Nordic accent, right? You can do a Viking.
Surely this is something
Yeah,
they should tell you
okay.
before you come.
Yeah, you'd hope so, but no.
So,
But it was good. I
yeah.
jumped into it, and I have a great director. JB Blanc is a great voice actor and voice director and on-camera actor actually, and he guided me. We listened to a few clips, and then we got the sound going.
So, follow up onto that.
Yeah.
Has there been ever a character which has been quite challenging to kind of, you know, 'cause it's not just doing a voice. When you're in a recording booth, you have to kind of be that character while you're in there. Because I've seen
Definitely.
in my research, because of course I did drama school before.
Oh, okay. Where did you go?
I went to Oxford School
Oh,
of
okay,
Drama.
nice, yeah.
So I wanted to be actor. So this whole commentating stuff kind of just works hand in hand.
Yeah.
Performing
Yeah.
It's a nice kind of cool part-time job. That I
Yeah,
like to
it's
everyone about. Definitely get to travel and stuff. So it's
Yeah.
a lot of fun. But you know, you kind of go in and watching like all these actors do their voices in the voice recording room. They animate themselves and that kind of stuff, but they're not on camera. They're not acting, so they still embody that. So has there been any sort of challenging? I've just lost my train of thought. Sorry.
Challenging voices.
Yeah,
to do.
challenging voices where you have to kind of find a way around
I mean,
it.
I get auditions all the time for different
Yeah.
characters and different voices. So before we book the job, we normally, you know, my agent will send me this voice that needs to be done, and some characters will really resonate with me, and other
Yeah.
characters I just go, I just don't know. I don't know who this woman is. I can't find this voice, and normally I'll pass the audition, or I'll try and play with it. But if it doesn't feel right, I don't send it. So yeah, that often happens, you know, and it's finding what resonates with the character and different accents. You know, I specialize in mainly British dialects, but I do an American accent and a Southern American accent. But there's different things where I can't do those specific things. So yeah, but then there's so many great voice actors out there that between all of us we can normally cover.
Yeah.
We can cover them.
I am god awful when it comes to accents. I have to like listen to an accent for like ages to kind of get all the nuances right. And yeah, I just can't just do it straight off the bat.
I met a really cool guy. He has a YouTube channel called Jake Wardle.
Right.
And he did all the English accents.
Around the UK.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, he was cool.
Yeah, for a small country, we do have quite a lot of different dialects.
It's fun though. I like
you can go to London, you can get like a Michael Caine kind of Cockney, and then
when the generations have changed the accents too. I like Power Chord in Fortnite. She's like proper talks like that, you know. She's Penny's sister, and she's really like London and really quiet, speaks really fast, and that was really fun. I really liked doing that.
So that's strange. Like, go back a couple of 30 years ago in London, that that actually
No.
definitely wouldn't have existed.
Well, it was real London, weren't it? But it
Yeah.
wasn't. It wasn't as like fast like.
It's like
no, only
EastEnders.
way as Essex or like EastEnders or Love Island. You know what I mean? It was there, but it was a more archaic East End, grounded sound.
Gritty. Okay, so.
So they're switching players now,
yeah.
or what's happening?
It looks like they are, yeah. So they're switching players. The one thing that I can it's embarrassing for myself, of course, because I play video games quite a lot. I
What's
love
your
it.
favorite game?
My favorite game, if it's a multiplayer game, is probably Counter-Strike for me because if you watch a Counter-Strike game with like two good teams and you go to a stadium, like the stadiums are jam-packed, like they are sold out.
Wow.
Like in London, Wembley Arena, there was an event there just in the winter and it was sold out completely, that whole arena, like not just a part of it.
My goodness.
You know the place where all the stand-ups go.
So
and they
why
perform.
aren't they broadcasting this on television yet?
They
because
do
it's just going to Twitch is mainly.
Yeah, well, mainly it's easy. It's a lot easier to access on Twitch, and on Twitch it's not, well. TV broadcasting, they all have timings, so it's like, okay, this time this is your slot to do this.
Whereas gaming, you need to be able to be flexible.
it can overrun. Like it can overrun so easily. You can be delayed. There can be technical issues that no one knows how to solve. So then, it's a lot
so
of
it
logistics.
doesn't really fit the old format of television.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, right, we're ready now. Yeah, let's just put it on. But yeah, if you go to like one of these big conventions, well, these big what we call them majors, at one of the
So
arenas.
it looks like they have like team shirts right now.
So this is so the guy on the left is from eParadise. He's one of the eParadise gamers.
And is eParadise a team or what does that mean?
I'm going to quote me completely wrong. So eParadise, from what I'm aware of, is a team as well as it's an esports venue as well, where you can kind of go, have a couple of drinks, chill out, play some video games. There's a bar and stuff, listen to cool music, and it's kind of like the social place for gamers.
So it's not like it's like a Wembley Arena. It's not like
it's like
Man
a pub.
United.
Yeah, no, it's like a pub for gamers. But of course, I would assume that it was a venue first, and then they picked up a team and stuff like that.
They're
so
attached to the venue.
like there are lots of football teams that have kind of shares in esports teams as well.
Oh, really?
So so they kind of own esports teams. If you go to Overwatch, so you go to Overwatch, they have the Overwatch League, and they have teams like London Spitfire and all that kind of stuff, teams that belong to a certain area. They're trying to make it more like Manchester or England. And that kind of stuff. It's really cool because you're like, I'm from London or I'm from San Francisco. I can get behind this team, and it's really working well. But
so on Twitch, you can have people from all over the world. I wonder if on this Twitch channel there's any teams that are following. People that have teams that are following. I don't know whether that's a question. What I'm asking is. You said London Spitfire. I wonder if they're supporters of teams that are following this Twitch channel.
Right, okay. So, for instance, for London Spitfire, that slot had to be bought for the Overwatch League. And I'm not going to quote exactly how much it was, but it was into like the 10 to 20 million, like that, just that one slot. So, of course, the only people that have that serious amount of money are well-established sports teams. And so a lot of them bought the spots and then got the players in and stuff like that. So then they have the shares and they kind of have some sort of control over these teams.
My goodness.
And a lot of teams, a lot of football teams, basketball teams are getting involved more in esports because it's what. If you think about sports, why do people watch it? Oh, people watch it because it's fun. It appeals to the younger demographic. Millions and millions of people watch video gaming, esports as well. So it's just. Right, this is what we need to get behind because people are watching it and people are interested in it now. It's a different generation, and it blew my mind when it exists, and it still does. It's like this bubble that is just, once you kind of take a peek inside, you're like, oh, wow, that is
And what were
crazy.
they doing then? Were they customizing skins then? What was happening?
Yeah, so they were just putting up their skins. They were logging onto their own accounts by the looks of it, and they were just customizing skins. He was just getting his settings right, so the right key bindings and stuff. Because people, they play with buttons in different places. It's easier for their hands to reach and stuff, all custom. So we have a question, and the question is, if you would know this. So do the game studios animate most by themselves, or do they use stunt doubles to get more realistic animations? So I think you said you haven't done much mocap.
No, I've done, most of my stuff is in motion capture.
Okay.
Yeah, so for, so we don't, now that for the gameplay side of things, so when I performed Evie Fry, I did the face, the voice, and the full performance capture. So it's recorded like it is on a theatre stage.
Yeah.
And so no, they do use us for that, which creates a beautiful animation. That's why Red Dead Redemption, God of War, Assassin's Creed, these things are looking more and more real because they are actually employing trained actors from drama school that are TV and film actors as well to get the best performance. So they're really looking at investing, and now they have the money to do that.
Yeah.
They can pay high quality actors to bring these characters to life. So. But we mainly do the cinematic scenes, the cut scenes for the game, and then the gameplay would be cycles of stunt men and women.
So in the cinematics, if there were any kind of stunt pieces in the cinematics, did you have to kind of do any sort of stunt training beforehand, or do they get a stunt double?
They get a stunt double. Most of the in-game is stunt stuff, and the cinematics. It's mainly story stuff, you know.
Yeah,
so
okay.
There was a dance between Evie and Starrick before she kicks him, and you know, fights him. But then it goes into gameplay, and the player gets to do the fight.
So the little dance bit, that was you dancing?
Yeah, that was me. I had to learn this choreography, the waltz,
Yeah.
with the other guy that was acting with me, and it was really fun. So we do that, and a lot of the jumps and kicks and. You know, walking around. The walk cycles were all me, so they used my walk, and I wore high heel boots for it so that they could really mimic a female assassin rather than a male assassin. So we were very, you know, detailed in what we wanted to do for that.
So when you decided to go into acting, you wouldn't even think that this was something you'd get into?
I had no idea I would be animated in a video game, not at all. My goals were in West End musical theatre, and now they're, you know, growing and growing into this. You know, I would like to be a female Andy Serkis and move this motion capture and performance capture into you know, gaming of course, but into feature films. I'm really excited about Avatar and those things that are coming out.
Well, it's just improving. I'm currently studying film production, and we're having a look at all the new kind of technology that's coming out. In the near future, like this basic, somewhere in LA, this massive sphere that you get into, just cameras everywhere. You can just go in it, it's just full kind of body capture of whatever you do. And then that can be animated and put into an animation. So, yeah, as technology gets better, just what we capture gets more insane.
Yeah. Well, if you think about the graphics, like when I was younger playing even things like The Sims or Tomb Raider, it's really changed now to what we have.
Yeah, to think we now have flying cameras that can follow you by themselves.
Yeah, and Amazon are delivering our gifts by drones now.
I haven't got one of those yet.
No, I would like to do that.
I would like to just have a look at and see how it works. Where do they come from? Where do they go? How do they know?
Great question, whoever asked that on Twitch. That was cool, and keep the questions coming. It was awesome to discuss that.
Yeah, no. Of course, keep the questions coming in Twitch. It is... Well, everyone that is watching it would know what channel it is, so there's no point me repeating the channel. But if you are in the audience and you want to ask a question, it's the Swiss Gaming channel, Swiss Gaming Challenge channel on Twitch. So just pop in the chat, ask a question, I'll pass it over to Victoria. But of course, see, this is the thing, I can never play like this. It's just so fast.
It really is.
Like I play.
Where are they going now? Respawning? What is them?
So
they died.
Did Rita tell you much of what's happening?
No,
here?
a little bit. Yeah, he was telling me that you have to level up, and the higher ground that you can get, the better it is because you can see down.
Okay. Well, this isn't actually the battle royale mode of Fortnite.
Okay. What mode is this?
So this is the creative mode where you can kind of just create what you want, build stuff. People can be artistic and kind of make portraits out of whatever.
Okay.
Out of the wood, edit the wood in a way, and they can make all this stuff. So this is a custom 1v1 map. So it's not the battle royale. There isn't 100 people on, and you're not
But they're
fighting.
still playing each other.
Yeah, they're still playing each other. So they're doing a 1 versus 1 fight, and that's pretty much it. They start at the bottom, and it's just testing your skill of building and aim. But Rita said aim doesn't really matter that much in this. It's all about building. If you can build better, if you can outbuild your opponent and kind of confuse them, because it is very confusing.
I wonder if any of these Fortnite players actually know how to build. In real
life. That's one of the training things the coaches make them do.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you've got to actually build this
go build a house.
as fast as you're building. But yeah, no, so it's one of these things. So right now what's happening there is the player's on the inside of this box, but the player that we're spectating right now, he's trying to get inside to kill him, but he doesn't have control of the walls. You can edit the walls if you're the one that put them down.
Oh, okay.
So he has to break them.
So it's very strategic, like a chess.
So there you go. Like
maze.
he broke the floor and put his own floor down, so then he could edit it and then
Oh, wow.
kill the other guy.
And that's the opponent over there.
Yeah, that's the opponent. And I think they're doing a best of 5, so the first person to reach 3 kills wins. But it's just, I play the slow games. I play like, well, I said Counter-Strike would be my favorite multiplayer game. My favorite kind of single-player game is, I don't know, have you ever played Bastion?
I've heard of it. I
Bastion.
haven't. No,
it's just the voice acting in that and the storyline I just found really
good?
beautiful. Yeah. I don't know, I'm really into like the single-player story-driven games, God of War, Assassin's Creed. I was madly in love with Assassin's Creed for the first 3.
Yeah.
Because that storyline, I'm a massive fan of like mythology and gods and all that kind of stuff, so God of War is up my alley.
Yeah.
But
that was incredible.
yeah, combining the whole 2012 thing with gods and stuff, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I wonder what they're going to come back with next. It's
hard
one to follow. I don't know about that, actually. Red Dead Redemption, if they do more of that, I want to be involved in that. It's really cool.
Probably learn how to horse ride.
Yeah, right. It's a real cowboy. I wonder if they motion capture that. I guess they do.
Yeah. Just so he's building like 5 things in one go.
Yeah, so fast. It's hard to.
Honestly, it's hard to keep up.
And now it's gone into night mode. Does that just happen?
I think this is just part of this custom map.
Okay.
Really. So there we go. So I think they're going to switch around now. But yeah.
Awesome. Wow, it's great.
So, yep, we've got another question in.
Okay.
What's your favorite game?
My favorite game? There's so many games out there, right?
I mean, do you get much time?
I don't get much time to play much. I really loved Horizon Zero Dawn, I was really grateful to work on that. And since I've worked on that, I went back and watched the gameplay through of Horizon Zero Dawn from start to finish, and I just think the story of Aloy is cool. And as a woman watching it, it's fun to see her with the crossbow and going through these things and the matriarchs, and it's beautiful. So really big fan.
See, I'm a massive fan of having like really strong female leads, especially in films as well.
Yeah.
I'm working on a grad film, and the first thing I did was I wanted to write this kind of weird, obsessive film, but I was like, the main character is going to be woman, and she's going to be like a strong, like, intelligent, can get out of any situation, because there isn't much of that.
Yeah, it's nice to see that more, and it's nice, as I was saying about the gender balance in Fortnite, it's really cool. And Horizon Zero Dawn is, it is female-led, and that was the cool thing about playing Evie in Assassin's Creed, was that we got to have this stealthy, traditional assassin, but she was a woman, and she wanted to help save London from the Templars.
So, take me through if it is a short day of, you know where I'm going with this, a short day of kind of getting a gig and then having to go to the studio to record. What does that fully entail? It can't be as simple as I turn up, they give me a script, I sit in a booth for like a day and I record it. Or is it?
Well, when it's just the voice, then that is pretty much what happens. Because there's no preparation when you get the script on the day. There's nothing we can...
Do they not give you the script beforehand?
Not
to
really.
Practice?
Not really. Sometimes we don't even know what game we're doing. We just turn up. But when it's performance capture, we get the script in advance. We have to learn it off by heart and prepare the character. And so there's a lot more preparation involved in a bigger game that you're working on that is performance capture. And once you arrive there, once you've had your breakfast and you've got your suit on and your performance capture shoes and the helmet and everything, we go through. We do our T-pose, which I know is a Fortnite dance as well.
Yeah.
but we have a T-pose, and then we do what's called a ROM, which is a range of movement to test the equipment. And then we begin to shoot the scenes, not always in order, depending on what actors are in for what day to shoot the cinematic scenes.
Of course. Right, well, that will be our time with the ever so lovely Victoria. Is there anything you would like to close off on? You're here commentating for the first time on Twitch.
Yeah, I've loved it. I want a Twitch channel now. I want to be a commentator. So who has a Twitch channel that needs a commentator? That's what I want to do.
Well, I mean, you can just get your own Twitch channel and just play video games and record yourself. I think
it's true.
Was it John? He said
John Campling has one, yeah.
John said he does it. And there's a lot of actors that are getting involved because, like, Jack Black has a YouTube channel now.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, he's got a YouTube channel.
It's funny.
Yeah,
I mean, it sounds like it's the way to go. So, but yeah, anybody that's at the Fantasy Basel, I'm going to go sign Fortnite prints and things like that now, and Assassin's Creed stuff. So come join me on the first floor up in the autograph area. Other than that, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much.
Hello to everybody on Twitch.
Of course.
Thanks for watching.
Right, yeah, and goodbye.
Thank you.